Yo, I just wanted to take a second. This isn't an unemployment vlog today. This is just a random video. So, I was scrolling through one of my social medias today. The actual social media is not important, and I saw this ad from Coca-Cola, and it's for spiced Coca-Cola. Shout out Coca-Cola, great company, great dividends. You know, if you're an investor, definitely always recommend Coca-Cola. You know, Warren Buffett does it. He owns a lot. All right, so that past that little tangent, I was watching this Coke commercial, and I noticed after about, I would say, like 2 seconds in, but it was very slight. I barely noticed it because I'm a weirdo like that, and I pay attention to small things. The entire ad, as well as probably every ad I've seen over the last week, if it didn't have a known celebrity in it, it was AI generated. So that tells me two things. One, marketing people, or I guess digital marketing people, are going to be replaced. You're not going to have full teams anymore working on partial assets, you know, putting things together, deciding on colors. It's just going to be one person that knows how to use an AI that's going to create a bunch of assets, and then just, you know, who's ever in charge is going to pick from the best. So UI UX designers, I love most of y'all. There's very specific people that I met in real life that I will spit on your grave if I ever see it, but I love the majority of UX UI designers. But I just say this to let y'all know that what happened to QA is going to happen to y'all real soon. And I mean, this is just the start. AI is definitely taking over. A federal base income eventually will be necessary, because a lot of the mundane work will be done by robotics, will be done by AI. So we'll have to really focus on being creative, because even though an AI can generate the art, it can create the ad, it still needs a human to give it the direction that it needs. So you can't just have an email sent to like an AI and just like, hey, create this and that. Like, you have to, well, I mean, essentially it's the same thing, but you have to have someone physically use the AI and give it those parameters of create this kind of thing with this kind of allure and this kind of art style. And I know there was a lot of talks and a lot of debates over the infringement of AI art on culturalistic art, things of that nature, like indigenous artists, for instance, or just copyrights of artists in general. So I know the big dispute there is that AI that loosely use artists' work that aren't being compensated. That is the biggest problem, is that there is parts of the work that are being used that legally should involve the original artist being compensated. And I also agree with that. It makes sense to me. And because of how new AI art is and just the space in general, it's not being seen that way, because they don't see it as an individual. They see it as a thing taking. So we're in a really weird space when it comes to legality. Obviously, not even going to touch the thoughts on alphabet people. We know what alphabet people are. But in regards to other means of groups of people, it's just weird to know that we're getting to the point in society to where we have to create laws to prevent robots from doing things illegally. I know it's not anything close to it, but it reminds me of like iRobot with Will Smith, you know, like the 3 rules, like can't hurt humans, can't kill you, stuff like that. It kind of similar to that, you know, but not obviously as drastic as like don't murder, don't harm. It's more like don't steal, only use specific pools. And it really all comes down to filters. It's really simple. It's that fucking simple. It's just like creating a search filter on Google or anything. All you have to do is have the AI filter out any artwork that requires copyright payment. So like any artwork that has copyright would be filtered out of their basis of to use it for reference, because it's not necessarily a reference. It's literally like it's how people do YouTube and get annoyed with it, where it's not stealing if you're stealing from multiple people at the same time and putting it together, which is funny how much of a great loophole that is, because you could take 100% of what you're creating as content from other people, and as long as you transform it slightly, whether it's taking something from multiple people and layering them, or combining two things that you stole from other people, or just adding in like your own thing, whether it's commentary, adding in some text, some design, it is an interesting world that we're in today with these legality issues. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes in the next few years. But I know within the next like 1-2 decades, we're going to have a lot of our lower level workers, the like blue collar work, is going to be replaced by AIs and robots. Like, and we don't have to feel bad about that. Like, these are the jobs that people get paid for, but nobody likes. Like, these are the jobs where, like, if an immigrant, let's say, were to come in and take it, because it's a job that doesn't pay as well, so they'll kind of target individuals like that. It's not one of those jobs where people are going to be up in arms saying like, oh, they took our jobs, oh, fuck these robots. No, it's not really going to be like that, because I mean, a lot of the jobs that they're replacing right now is literal stuff that people don't like to do, people don't want to do. So it's like cleaning toilets, cleaning bathrooms, loosely organizing shit for you, and then like stuff like digital marketing, stuff that's easier for a robot. Because especially in the digital space, if you're creating something digitally, we're not creating robots that are fucking painting Picasso paintings, but we are creating robots that are digitizing Picasso paintings, because everything can be binary, everything's numbers. So if you take a picture of something from real life, it gets turned into code. Obviously, that's how this shit works. As a computer, all you have to do is take pictures of all these elaborate real life paintings, and they get digitized. And what does it do? It gets turned into binary, ones and zeros. So if you're looking at these colors and they're all turned into numbers, and it's just a literal fucking, like the Matrix, just code, just down, and you figure it out from there. It makes it very easy to loosely copy a style or anything, just because you get to see, it's literally a pattern, dog. Like, numbers don't fucking lie, which is the fucked up thing. So I guess the best way to control how much can be copied, how much can be stolen, for things that are able to do that, would be like code checkers, the scanners that scan AI generated things, comparing it to the original reference material, and then giving it a certain amount of percentage that it's allowed to take, just like we do with human created content. We limit it. So it's gonna be fun. The people that figure that shit out are going to become rich, and that's the thing. Just remember, robots aren't really replacing any jobs. No jobs ever get replaced or opened up. Like, they always say that stuff, especially like on a year like this where it's an election year, and they always talk about, oh, we're creating new jobs. It's always been a lie. It's never, because think about it. Where the work is coming from. It's not like we're creating more people to fill in more jobs. I mean, yes, we are, because birth, but like birth and death rates usually close to the same. There's not that many. I mean, like 2023 as well as like 2021, because of COVID, there was huge spikes in births, but also, oh my God, I look like a fucking bum. There's huge spikes in death. So, obviously, it kind of rations out. I've been doing this a lot, like talking with my hands. I try to be more automated because, like Russian spies like to say, like Americans, Westerners tend to be very fluid. We talk with our hands. It makes it harder to see, like, if I was a spy, if I was hiding a concealed weapon, if I'm talking and I'm using my hands to talk a lot, I'm doing all these things. It makes it a lot easier to like cover up one of the motions of like grabbing a concealed weapon or like doing an action, because it doesn't trigger the other individual's emotional, or not emotional, physical defenses when you're just already doing slight movements, doing these small things. It's the parlor trick method. It's literally, you do stuff with this hand so they don't see you doing shit with this hand. It's like, while I'm doing this over here, you can't see anything I'm doing except if I like really put it in the camera. You don't know I'm doing anything with this other hand. And that's kind of what they're trying to do. There was probably a lot of tangents in there, but yeah, check back with y'all.